The greatest ideas have come from sitting on the toilet. Every day, some company, individual, or group is known for giving the public a load of bullshit. Come here to get your daily dose of shit by Alan Cousin. It's time you hear the shit everyone wants to know.
Hello out there. It's your dear Daily Dose Shit, and this is Alan Cousin, of course, hosting it. Just want to apologize and say we've been having some technical difficulties. I believe our server is having major issues. And I wouldn't be surprised if a certain country is affecting us, starting with the letter R. Because we've actually had that before. I remember it was about a couple of years ago. We were actually trying to do our internet radio, and we didn't know there was a getupradio record store located in Moscow, Russia. And they were not too pleased that we were named getupradio. So they took it as an offensive and wanted us to change our name. And we were like, sorry, thanks, but no thanks, because, we like our name. Next thing you know, we tried to do our radio station, and the whole server was gone. Like music, data, talk shows, everything gone. So, being that we're having these technical difficulties, and we've been doing everything we can to fix it, and it seems like it's still having minor technical difficulties, we are going to think it's just a situation that will work itself out, basically. But if not, we're still trying to fix it. So just letting you know, we're trying our best to make everything where it needs to be and how it needs to be, so that basically our show sounds like it needs to sound. Because trust me, it's not that I don't have any money. I have money. It's just that sometimes, even with the money, the machine, the CPU, the server, streaming, it can always be one thing or another. And if it doesn't work properly, just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, welcome to your Daily Dose of Shit with Alan Cousin. And of course, I do apologize. Yesterday, I did not do a show. And clearly, it was because I was in an extreme amount of pain. Unfortunately, I'm currently with a skin rash that is a very, very much agitating situation. And I'm feeling a little bit better, still hurting quite a lot. But I was like, you know what? I have to do the show. And so here I am, doing the show because I care. And I want y'all to hear my opinions, facts, and so forth, or whatever it is I talk about today. And honestly, due to my situation, I'm going to talk about two things: health care and peer pressure. So here's the thing. Got to sit down on my great porcelain throne, and it was actually nice and cool. I felt very relaxed, very comfortable, you know. So as I'm streaming through all the news scripts that of course comes to me around 4 in the morning, and basically I have to go through hundreds of pages to decide what's important, or what I think is important, basically. I was reading on Jamie Foxx and how there's still no confirmation on whether he's doing okay, whether he's not doing okay. There was a post basically on Patreon that somebody who was a writer said that he got information from a very, very, very close source that Jamie Foxx, because he was forced to take the vaccine for this movie, caused a blood clot in his head, which has now caused him to be paralyzed and blind. Now, of course, this came out about 10 days ago. The family has yet to come out and say that it was a lie or fraudulent, which makes you wonder, because normally in situations like that, if it was a lie, then normally the family would come out right away and say that the freelance writer was lying and fraudulent, and of course possibly even try to sue him. But nothing has happened. So that makes you wonder, like, is Jamie Foxx paralyzed? Is he currently blind? I mean, we've had other stars like Bieber Justin and his wife who took the vaccine and had some side effects from the vaccine, of course, medically. And as always, you're going to hear that you can't prove that the side effects came extremely from the vaccine, because your body reacts differently to everything. And that's true. We really don't know what our body will do or how it will react when you drink, eat, or take certain medicines. But even so, when you say you don't want to take something and you're kind of in a distressed situation and forced to take it, it makes it a little difficult when something occurs negatively after you have taken it. So, my thing is healthcare. Why is it that healthcare is not available to everyone? Is there a reason that we feel everybody shouldn't have the ability to be healthy, to feel comfort knowing that if you get ill, you can get remedy, or if you feel you need consultation or medical consultation or psychiatric treatment or medicine, that you can get it because it's easily and readily available? I don't know. I'm just saying, wouldn't you like to know that you're being taken care of? I mean, I would. It'd be nice to know if I get sick that I'll be taken care of. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird that one of the most powerful nations, where everybody wants to just travel and come to work, get a job and live, doesn't have total healthcare system. It's kind of scary. Makes me wonder why. Why don't we? But that's the question that it doesn't have an answer, and would take entirely too long to talk about. But just something to throw out there when you're preparing to consider your voting for your next elections coming up, about who cares enough to offer you what you need. Not what you want, but what you need. Just something to think about. Just something to think about. Anyway. But peer pressure, that's my main attribute today. To know that there are so many people out there that are forced into having certain behaviors and acting a certain way, doing certain things, saying it certain ways because you're not asked to do it. You're told to do it. You're forced to do it because if you don't, they make fun of you. They belittle you. They make you feel uncomfortable. And I think that's wrong. I think it's highly critical that we have a system where people are continually berated, insulted, and bullied. And the people that do it get away with it. Now, also this whole thing about homophobia, transsexual, lesbian, bisexual, gay, queer, it's based on perception and judgment, in my opinion. You perceive something, and based on your perception, you judge that individual on what you feel they are capable of doing, what kind of person they are, and what kind of things they're most likely are into. And I disagree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. Reason being, it's because we all have our own way of living. We have our own thoughts of how we want to live, or how we want to eat, or how we want to breathe, sleep, and how we want our lifestyle to be. So therefore, why are we judging others when clearly we don't want anyone judging us? So I don't understand why we're making such a big deal out of this transgender situation and how it's chasing our kids and trying to entrap them into this mental matrix to make them transgender. Now, granted, there are individuals out there, and these individuals clearly don't know who they are. I mean, who knows who they are when they're first born? I mean, yes, you may be a male or a female, but do you really know who you are, or what you like, or how you feel, or what you plan to do, or what you want to do? Do you really know? Because if you say yes, I'm sorry, you're not human. And the reason I say that is because anyone that definitely knows the answer to that question in such a short amount of time is not from this world, in my opinion. Because no human definitely understands themselves, much less knows what they need or want within a few years. It takes a long amount of experience, time, learning, and actions to finally discover what it is you really want in life. And more so, who you are and what you want to be in life. So, with that being said, the White House had a gathering for the LGBTQ, and of course it was filmed. Now, unfortunately, there was an activist, I can't remember her name, unfortunately, who's very strong activist for transgenders, that decided to show her boobies on national television in front of the White House. Yeah, that's not a good thing. That's a no. Don't you do that. And she did. And she has caused such a ruckus, such a disgrace. She has probably pushed back the movement of transgender far to the situation that we might have to restart everything all over again to get some form of respect because of what she did, because of her actions. Now, I myself see no purpose in judging anyone. And the reason being is I don't want anybody judging me. I mean, I'm who I am. I like how I live. I choose to live a certain way in a certain lifestyle. And the decisions I make, I feel, are decisions that I, and only I, should be able to choose and decide and live by, and have no one else judge me by those various decisions. Because it's my life. And based on how I live, I have to deal with the consequences. So why should I allow others to judge me when I have to deal with those consequences and not anyone else? Understand? I mean, feels logical. I think that's a logical reasoning. I think Mr. Spock would agree with me if he was here, because we are all individually a person with different decisions, ideas, and abilities that make us who we are. And we all have a life that we want to live, and we would like to choose how we live that life. So my thing is, allow people who want to create, choose, and live their life to live it the way they want to, unless it causes a criminal act, a law to be broken, or negative actions that affect others who do not agree to be affected. Then, yes, I totally agree with you that you need to do something to stop these actions. But if these actions are doing nothing against you, except you choose to allow the actions to affect you because you choose to have pride and judgment upon the individual or individuals or a group that have created and poised these actions. So what I'm saying is, if you don't like something, I understand that you have the right to like or not like something, but you don't have the right to judge, because judgment is something that should only be allowed by the one who created you. And I don't mean your mother and father, because they're human, just like you. I feel judgment is given as a right by our Lord, because our Lord created us, gave us sight, sound, breathing, the ability to live. So therefore, if anyone should be able to question our actions or determine results from those actions, I believe it should be God. Because God warranted the situation, because God created us. We didn't have our mother create us. I mean, yes, the chromosomes interacted, and yes, you got pregnant, and yes, you had me, but you are human just like me. Therefore, you were created just like I was, and so forth and so on. But a higher being, a higher amount of intelligence helped each one of us to be born. And so what I'm trying to say is, stop judging each other. Stop acting like you are above so many others. Because in thought and clearly, in truth of life, you are no longer important as the neighbor next to you. Yes, you may be on television. Yes, you may be on a radio. Yes, you may own a lot of things. Yes, you may feel you're in control and that you are above others. But in truth, you're just a human with a lot more money, which gives you a lot more decision power and allows you to break certain rules that have been granted by you by the government. So, did your money assist you in changing something? Yes. Is it correct and the way it should be? No. Do people care about the situation and want to change it? No. So therefore, I guess what I'm trying to say is, with the world heading in the direction it is, you shouldn't be questioning why it's actually happening. You shouldn't be questioning how we got here. You should be questioning why we are still allowing it to happen. Why do we continually condemn others, yet get angry when someone tries to condemn us? We're no better than anyone else. I mean, yes, we were granted and born and offered certain things, and of course some of us was giving a silver spoon in our mouth when we were first born, so we really have no idea as to how difficult it can be to live life, and probably will never have any idea on how difficult it can be to live life. The main thing is, I'm trying to say, if you haven't realized it yet, you need to stop continually looking at others and trying to find something wrong with them, when you could easily positively give good attributes by complimenting them, by offering them a ride, by trusting them, by speaking and communicating with them, so that they and you could start to create a bond and understand each other. But it appears that our prejudice, our pride, our sins continually block us from moving forward, from seeing our wrongdoing, and from literally changing it to make it move back up in our situation. Because no one wants to be alone, and misery loves company. So therefore, in order to get proper statistics, they're going to do everything they can as soon as they can to understand what to expect and how to handle and manage what they're going to expect in the future. I guess what I'm trying to say is life is too short for anyone to be graphically, mentally, and verbally antagonizing others, and more so trying to make them feel, pardon my French, like a piece of shit because you feel you're better than them. Think about that. You feel you are better than everyone else and that the world revolves around you. And then you wake up and find out it doesn't. And then you try either way to still get it to work around you. And yet again, you try, we laugh, and I don't know. I feel like the world is just going into the bottomless void, and many of us see it, but simply don't care. Like, they know what's going to happen, they see what's happening, and it's not good. But they're looking at the situation and saying, it's not me, so why worry about it? I'm okay. That's all that matters. And yes, in most situations, yes. It's all about if you're okay and you're there to take care of yourself. But in situations otherwise, you should look for friendship, look for help, look for guidance, share your own, and make friends. And enjoy that bond and friendship that you two will create. It's just the problem is, A, getting someone you can trust and be honest with and care about. And then B, getting someone understanding a clear approach of this is how it works. This is what you got to go through. This is what you got to learn. This is what you're going to exhibit, and this is what you're going to deal with. If you do it this way, there you go. But if you do it that way, it's going to be slightly or majorly different. But you have to take that chance. And I don't mind taking chances. I really don't. But the problem is, I'm looking at the civilization and thinking, what if the code is gone? And what if I don't need anything more? Then I should be okay. I don't know. I just don't know. It's a crazy world, ladies and gentlemen. Idiocy is just gravitating on a full perspective, and it's becoming contagious as fuck. And it scares me. It really, truly scares me. And I just don't know. I just don't understand. I don't know. I don't realize. what is causing us to be who we are. I just don't know. All I know is one thing. Time is of the essence. And none of us have a valid, a long time approach. So, anyway. Understand, you were born. Once you turn 18, by the legal authority of the United States of America, you are considered an adult. Therefore, you can ask for help, you can ask for guidance, but in retrospect, you should be making your own decisions, as you have to deal with the consequences of those decision-making situations. And I don't think parents understand you're there to mold them, you're there to caress them, care about them, protect them, and to help them understand themselves and understand what they're looking for in life. Yes, that's what you're there for. And then after so many years, you have to let it go. You have to let them learn, live, and progressively become something from their thoughts and their actions. You have to let them trust their inner self and learn to be this. So, let's look at this situation here. You're one of two people, in my eyes, in this matrix of sorts. You're the individual that judges no one and understands not to be judged and wants to change the world and make it what it truly is and let everyone see it for what it should be and what it was created to be. Or you're the individual that feels narcissistic and that they're superior and that others are inferior and that they have the right to judge anyone at any time on anything because they can. And yet they can never be judged because it's not allowed because of their popularity, title, or amount of money that they currently have in their holdings. Stipulate that because they're so well to do that others should not have an opportunity to make fun of them, patronize them, humiliate them, insult them, or hurt them. And that's what I feel. There's those two type of people. Might be a possible third as a mix, but mainly it's those two type of people. So, which one are you? Which one were you when you were born? Which one are you now? And which one will you become before you die? A question only you can answer, but an answer you definitely need to know. Because understand this, in this world of ones and zeros, illusions and realities, drugs and effects, you will find out very quickly that you need to understand you. For if you don't, you will be royally fucked in the ass on a continuous basis by others whose only objective in life is to use and abuse you. Because they can. Because it's enjoyable in their eyes. So, what I'm trying to tell you is, think long and hard, figure out who you are, what you need, what you want, and where you think you need to be in the future, and then work and strive towards that so that your thought pattern in the long run will become a reality. Because anything can become a realization if A, we believe in it, B, we help to create it, and C, we don't allow it to die out. And that, my friend, is why we are in the Matrix. And the Matrix is truly and forever will be real. So, peer pressure, stop it. Judgment, don't have it. Live life. Logic, use it. Love, share it. Peace, find it. Humanity, become part of it. Otherwise, your life will only sink further and further down into a nothingness void, to the point where one day you will wake up and you will think you're awake, but in all honesty, you will be in a deep trance, never to have awakened ever again, because you allowed others to control you to the point that you have lost total control. Do you get me? Do you understand me? The Matrix is real. Figure it out. Pay attention. Look, listen, learn. And discover who you are before it's too late. Before I continue, I'm going to allow you to listen to a song by good old Eminem called The Way I Am. And I'm playing this song simply because it's warranted for what I'm talking about today. So enjoy. There you are, Eminem. I am what you am. Say I am. Because in all honesty, we are whatever people think we are until we discover that they think we're that. Then we have to defend whether we're exactly what they think or whether we're something different. And then prove to them that we're exactly what we say we are because they fail to see it and don't believe it. Think about that. Every time you live in life, you're always proving yourself to someone else. When in all honesty, the person you need to prove yourself to is you. And only you. But why are we always defending ourselves against everyone else? Trying to get them to appreciate who we are, to say we're something, and to admire us for being that, when it should be us that should be wanting to admire ourselves, love ourselves, prove to ourselves who we are, and care only about that, and only that. Life is a mystery because they force us to never see what life can be by blinding us by distractions and words and play on words and peer pressure and devastation of non-humanitarian actions that literally causes pressure mentally, physically, and more so emotionally to the point where we truly just give up on life before discovering it, and more so before living it. Yeah, you might want to rewind that and listen to it one more time. And with that, I'll leave you today until tomorrow and say one thing. Idiocy is becoming a diagnosis of situations that we can't escape, even with proper medication. God blesses us all.
Thanks for listening to your daily dose of shit talk show. If you have some insights, questions, or information of bullshit to pass on, please email us at momentousevents@aol.com. Make sure to come back daily to hear some new shit about money, business, life, and who knows what else as I take a dump on the toilet.